In 2002, a game called Medal of Honor Allied Assault took the world by storm. It was developed by 2015 Inc. and published by EA. This was the first time a first-person shooter tackled the Omaha Beach landings in such a cinematic way. It reached an intensity that no one had seen before in gaming. Sadly, only that one mission could reach this level of intensity. The rest of the game was just like any other shooter from that era. One lone protagonist clearing out small corridors of Nazis. Shortly after the game released, a large part of the developers of Medal of Honor started a new studio called Infinity Ward. They did this because EA would restrict them too much and they had higher ambitions. They started working on Call of Duty. One day, when I was 7 years old, my dad came home and started playing this new World War II game. I could watch him play for hours on end. After a while he said to me, "Do you want to give it a shot?" And the rest is history. I've been fond of World War II shooters ever since. So what made this game different from its predecessors? Infinity Ward focused on larger scale battles with intelligent AI teammates. They created a system they dubbed Conduit. With this system your teammates can follow you, suppress the enemy with cover fire and clear obstacles, such as fences and windows. Mechanics such as flanking the opponent, banking grenades and moving from one point of cover to another were also added and were usually scripted in older games. The combination of intelligent AI and the large-scale battles created that cinematic feeling we all craved after playing the D-Day level from Medal of Honor. One thing that massively adds to the feeling of brotherhood in the game is the fact that all your teammates have a name and a health indicator. When I was younger, I was devastated when I lost a teammate. Infinity Ward nailed the feeling of camaraderie and chaos of war. A lot of the missions are inspired by popular movies and TV shows at the time. Some examples are Enemy at the Gates, Band of Brothers, and The Guns of Navarone. I was super impressed by the controls and gameplay when I returned to this game almost 20 years later. The game feels as great to play as the more modern Call of Duty games, which is insanely impressive for a game released in 2003. The animations feel smooth and responsive, and everything you expect from a modern shooter is here. Except for a sprint button, which is sorely missed. They fixed this in the expansion though. In Call of Duty you can also aim down sights, which not many games allowed at the time. The combination of all these things make COD 1 a blast to play. In this game you get to control 3 characters, an American paratrooper, an English SAS specialist and a Russian soldier. The game takes you all over Europe and Russia, set piece to set piece. My personal favorite is the American campaign. It has the most varied missions and memorable characters.
Oh, hey, great. Good move. Remind me to thank the captain.
Shut up, Elder, and get your ass out! Let's go, Martin! Move it, move!
I can't believe I agreed to do this.
You didn't, remember? You volunteered.
On the English campaign they played it safe and went back to the one-man army solo missions, which are fun but don't fit the theme of the game all that well. You do have Jason Statham as a teammate at one point though, so that's massive bonus points.
Alright, settle down. We got new orders straight from SOE, as well as 2 new transfers from the 6th Airborne to help us carry them out. They were highly recommended for this operation as a result of their actions on D-Day.
And finally we have the Soviet campaign, which has the best set piece in the game. It shows the horror and brutality of the war in such a powerful way. shell shock mechanic was born in this game and is still being used in Call of Duty today. The visuals of the game were great for the time. They used a modified version of the ID Tech 3 engine from Quake 3. The game had great character models and solid texture work. The lighting and explosions were especially awesome for the time. For the character animations, Infinity Ward developed an in-house skeletal animation system they called Iris. Soldiers will hold their helmets, use hand gestures and make other small movements. This, combined with the Battle Chatter system, makes the game very believable. Battle Chatter is a system that makes allies call out important moments on the battlefield, like enemy positions or grenades. The sounds in this game are definitely loud and add to the immersion of the game. Artillery shells, bullets and shouting all blend together to get a real feeling of warfare. The gameplay you're seeing right now is a great example of all these systems working together. The music was made by Michael Giacchino, I hope I said your name right, and performed by the Hollywood Studio Symphony. It's a sweeping orchestral score that fits perfectly with the World War II nature of the game. Michael also did the score for Medal of Honor Allied Assault. The man can do no wrong in my opinion. A year after the release of Call of Duty, developer Grey Matter launched their expansion United Offensive. It took everything that COD 1 did right and ratcheted up the intensity to 11. This game had bigger battlefields, more enemies, more weapons and bigger set pieces. It follows the same basic structure as the first game with an American, British and Russian campaign. I personally think this campaign is better paced and more balanced compared to the first game. Except for the final mission, the difficulty spike there is insane. I died more on that mission alone than the whole of COD 1. The graphics are improved slightly over the first game with more destructible cover, better particle effects and more AI on the screen at the same time. Call of Duty was a massive achievement in the first-person shooter genre. It spawned one of the most successful franchises of all time. It only took a small team of passionate developers to achieve something great. It is that passion that shines through brightly on both of these games. I will leave you with a cinematic that still hits home after almost 20 years. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!